Good morning, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Okay. We got an opportunity to have one of our missionaries come visit us today, and Dario Iturra is from Chile. And Dario was going to school here in Michigan at Great Lakes Community College, where we first got involved with him. And we had one of our ladies' Bible studies got involved and was helping to support Dario while he was going to school. And then he come and presented to the church what his mission was on going back to Chile and starting a church. So the missions committee got involved and started supporting him also. So anyway, I'd like to welcome Dario. He's going to tell us a little bit about his mission and what he's been doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gary. Good morning. How are you today? I'm very happy to be with you. Well, the English is not my first language, so you need to be merciful with me, okay? Well, I'm here with my sister, not with my wife. She's my sister, my youngest sister, Miriam. My wife, she couldn't make it here with our two daughters. She's from Colombia, and she needs to go for a long process to get a U.S. Visa for tourists. And the embassy in the U.S. in Santiago, Chile, they have just an appointment for September 2024. So it doesn't work too much for us. But Adriana and Abby, they send love and say hi to all of you. We have really good friends and really good memories. We visit you a couple of times here during our time in Lansing. Well, I'm a missionary. Our ministry is called Latino American World Missions because our vision is try to work together between Latinos and Americans. You have a lot of, background, history, experience, knowledge. You send missionaries around the world. And we, Latinos, we are learning from you. I learned here going to Great Lakes Christian College to be trained, to be missionary, continuing in ministry. So our vision in our ministry is that we can work together in South America. So that's the name of our ministry, Latino American World Mission. So, well, there is the name in our logo. And there is a picture of my family. Some of you know more about us. My wife, Adriana, she's from Colombia, from northern Colombia, Barranquilla. And our two daughters, Abigail, Jo, and Antonia. Well, maybe some of you you don't know that the middle name of our oldest daughter, Abigail Jo, is because Joe Clayton from here. And because when I came to Great Lakes, obviously like Latinos, I don't know too much about here. And Joe Clayton was a person that God used to help us in many ways. And one of the things that she tried to help us in our time here is to get a car for us. So Joe Clayton was talking with some people, and she get a car for us. And another thing, so she was so important for us with other friends here. So when we have our first baby, we took the decision with Adriana about our first girl, Abigail, because we decided the name years before, okay? But we decided to use Joe as a middle name for our oldest. So Joe Clayton is always with us in our family. So I study at Great Lakes Christian College here. I graduated 5 years ago. In 2017, I go back to South America, where we continue our ministry, missionary ministry. Before I came to Great Lakes, I worked as a Chilean missionary. So I had the opportunity to be trained at Great Lakes Christian College. So I took the opportunity and spent a great time there. We are working right now in 2 countries in South America. Colombia, that is the first arrow, I guess is the red arrow at the top. specifically, we are working in northern Colombia in the city of Barranquilla, a city around 2 million people. And it's the city where my wife, Adriana, is. And also, we are working in Chile, that is southern in South America. So we are working at the same time in 2 countries. I'm living in Chile with my family, but usually, before pandemic, I travel like 2-3 times to Colombia to keep working with our church there. In our ministry, our vision is try to follow what we read, in the book of Acts. And specifically when we study, we can pay more attention to the ministry of Apostle Paul. So we try to share the gospel. We try to make disciples. We try to plant churches, start new churches, prepare leaders to send them to serve the world, the church, and also plant more churches. So usually we start our process, with contact with people, sharing the gospel. I will explain more about how is our process. So how we do this, our ministry in Chile and Colombia. Usually we use houses of people, friends. In these houses, we have a program for discipleship. We work very hard and share the gospel, but not only share the gospel in houses, but trying to make disciples of people from the very beginning. So when we are sharing the gospel, at that time, we are making disciples. And we are using houses, we call it, in Espanol, casas de fe, houses of faith, because we want to, for people to understand that houses that we are sharing, teaching the Bible, is a place where you can find or know about how to get faith in God. So it's a place, a house where if you want to get close to God, you can go to this house and you can know about how to have faith in God. So houses of faith is a place to help people that they are not comfortable to go to church for first time. So they are very comfortable going to houses. We have some food over there that in Chile we call it once, like tea, coffee, cookies, and we have conversation. We read the Bible, and we start to talk about we were reading in the Bible. So we start with houses of faith in Chile. Right now, every day of the week, we have one house of faith in Santiago, the capital, and another city that is Melipilla, and it's the same in the country of Barranquilla, Colombia, in the city of Barranquilla. When we have 10 people, could be 2 houses of faith or 3, we start the process for a new church. So houses of faith is very important for us to share the gospel, make disciples, but to start the process of a new church, to plant a new church. Also, it's a big need that we have in Chile, in Colombia, with leaders. For now, I'm doing a lot of service and work. I'm working in or pastoring 2 churches, one in Santiago, Chile, the capital, another church in the city of Melipilla. So usually during the week, I'm traveling between these 2 cities. So we really need help. So that is the reason we start a Bible Institute with the idea to train more people to serve as a leaders, pastor. So right now we have a Bible Institute in Chile, in the city of Melipilla. Right now, because pandemic, only with online classes. So we had in the past people, students from Peru, from Colombia. Right now we have like 13 students from Chile. And also, we try to, like I said before, we try to invite friends from here to work together with us. So we do a lot of short-term mission trips. For now, in Chile, we had a couple of years before pandemic, having some group of people coming from Michigan and work with us in Santiago. specifically in Santiago. We are planning right now our next short-term mission trip to Melipilla, another city that I will explain more, for next year in January 20. And we are planning a short-term mission trip also to Barranquilla, Colombia, maybe next year or 2024. Thank you. We can go next slide. Well, our work in Colombia. When I graduated from Great Lake Christian College, we moved to South America with my family, but we made a stop in Barranquilla, Colombia for 3 months. So during those months, we started a church that we call it Vida Real Iglesia Cristiana Barranquilla, Real Life Christian Church Barranquilla. So, and was in the same way. We start with houses of faith. We have a really good group of people, and after a couple of months, 2 months, we start a church. Okay, so there's a picture. The first picture is when we have, this big meeting with all people that we have from different houses of faith in the city, just to explain them our vision, our mission, and this is the first day that we start the church. In the bottom, there is a picture with a house of faith in one of the houses in Barranquilla, the city, and some people that were baptized. So, during 3 months, we had, this beautiful time to work in Barranquilla and plant a church. We have a national pastor, Freddy Suarez. We have a picture about him and his family. So we are working with him. Right now, through internet because pandemic, but usually I travel. I spend like a couple of weeks with him, trying to train him, serve with him, visit some different houses of faith, people sharing the gospel, preaching. There is a Pastor Freddy, his wife is Caterine, and their daughters, Dana, the oldest, and Valeria, the baby over there. Part of our support that we receive from partners from the U.S. goes to have a salary for Pastor Freddy so he can work full-time as a national pastor and be in charge of the church. And Pastor Freddy is working all week. I mean, they have a house of faith every day of the week until Sunday. So he's doing a great job, and we hope to visit them on December this year. Next, please. Well, Chile. In Chile, we are working in 2 cities. We have a table outside with some map about Chile, but we are working in Santiago, the capital of Chile, that is in the middle of the country, in central Chile. We have a church over there. There's a picture of our church in Santiago, and we start another church, a new church in the city of Melipilla. It's a new church where I live with my family. So thank God, well, the church in Santiago, they have more years, and thank God it's growing even through the pandemic. And in Melipilla, well, we have new people. We don't have leaders so far in Melipilla, the church and pastor. We are working to train some of them. But thank God, recently we ran a new place for the church in Melipilla a couple of days before I traveled to the U.S. So people at the church in Melipilla were really excited to have a place to meet. Because the tradition, the cultural background in Chile or South America with, the Catholic Roman Church, for people, it's very important to have a place to meet in Chile. If you are a church, but you don't have a place to meet, they don't see you like a church. I mean, you are kind of weird. I'm not sure that you are a church. So it's getting hard to invite people to get meeting at the houses. But if you have a place, I mean, people are more excited to go for Sunday services. So they are really, really happy. And there is a picture of one of our houses of faith in the city of Melipilla. Right now, because pandemic, we had to move from these houses of faith in different homes to online. But we returned to have these houses of faith face-to-face, okay? And we still have some online, discipleship group. Well, in Chile, during pandemic, we had a really hard restriction from the government. Around a year and maybe more, you couldn't not go outside of your house during the week, just for only for 2 days per week and only for 4 hours. And you need to have a special permission from the government to go out 2 times per week, 4 hours, just to buy groceries or something like that. So we had to stop our face-to-face meetings at our churches in Chile. So it was really hard for people. We had to move everything to online. You know, not everyone was ready to have online meetings. You know, WhatsApp, cell phones. So it was a very challenging time for our churches in Chile and for people. But our God is great, and He's awesome. We had new people coming to our church during our online time. So for a year or more a year, we have people coming to be part of our churches, just participating online through the internet in our services. We never meet these people face to face. When this hard restriction ends, these new people that we have in the churches, they start to attend with us. It was the first time to meet us, you know, face to face for a year. So it's kind of, I don't know, weird, you know, different. But thank God we had new people coming to the church during pandemic. So in Chile we have 2 churches, a Bible Institute that is working in Melipilla, and we have several houses of faith that is working face-to-face and also online, even in Santiago, the capital, in Melipilla. Okay, next. Well, this is a young leader that we have in the church in Santiago, Matias Molina. He's a pastor in training. He participated in studying our Bible Institute. He's a great guy, a youth with part of his family, his wife, Caterine. He's working with kids at our church in Santiago. And Matias is right now pastoring the church in Santiago. You know, I talked with them and I say, I will go to visit the U.S. on friend churches, so you will be in charge. Don't think and call me, okay? You need to do everything right now. So it's going to be a good time for him to know what is real, means to be a real pastor right now. So it's a good time for him to be in train, but we are in touch. We are in touch, so we keep working together. So we hope in the Lord that Matias can grow as a leader and pastor, and in future can be in charge of the congregation in Santiago, so I can move to plant another church that we are praying for. Plant another church in Santiago. Next, please. What are our future goals? Well, we want to start a second church in Santiago, the capital of Chile. Santiago is an 8 million people city, so we have a lot of people. And we want to start a second church because in the place that we are having our meetings in Santiago, we have people that are taking like an hour from the same city, an hour to come our services. So we are planning, talking, and praying to plant another church that could be more close to them. So we have people coming from different part of the city. So we are planning to start, maybe a church close to Santiago downtown. Could be easier for people to go, for church and participate in a new church. So we are praying and planning for start after this trip, start the process to plan another church in next year. We'll have a church of mission trip next year with people going after pandemic, like 2, maybe 3 years. Going to Chile, and it's going to be really, really awesome. We had very close to have a group of friends going to Chile when the pandemic started. They have the suitcases ready. We have things to take and use it in Chile, but it was the time when the government in Chile, they decided it's going to be a lockdown, I guess. The border will close, so Uh, so they couldn't make it to go to Chile, but we are planning for next year in January. Well, we want to start a face-to-face classes in our Bible Institute, so we have some people asking about this kind of way to, serve in the Bible Institute. So with the help of God, next year we want to start with the face-to-face teachings, but also continue with online classes. We try to be a very flexible Bible Institute because most of the people that we have studying in the Bible Institute, they work hard, families, ministry, they don't have too much time. So the online program worked very well for them. And so we record the classes. If they don't have time one day that we have class, they can see or watch, the classes another day or another time. So it's working really, really good in that way for people to be trained. And also next year we want to start a English academy, a Christian English academy, with the idea to teach English to people, kids, professional, family, people that wants to learn English. Chileans, we are not good with English, so we don't have a good program of English in our school. If you are not in a private school, if you are in a private school, maybe you will have a very good program of English. So we want to have this new ministry to serve the community, especially in the city of Melipilla. If in Melipilla people want to learn English or study for their jobs, for example, they need to travel to Santiago or do it online. Most of the people want to do it face-to-face in Chile, so we want to have something close to them in Melipilla. So we are praying and talking with some friends here that can help us, to teach English people in Chile. But we know that also we will have people from other countries who want to be part of the English Academy. In that way, we can use the Academy not only to teach English, but also to share Christian values with new generations. In our ministry, we are not thinking in the today, but we want to start thinking in new generations. We don't have too many youth right now in our churches. So it's something that it's concern us, and we need to work with new generations. So with the Bible Institute, we want to use this academy as a place where people can have contact with Christian values. So it could be maybe a bridge with them to make the contact between people who wants to know more about the gospel, the church, God, and make connection to take them for a house of faith or maybe a church. So the idea is to have this English academy to prepare the soil, I guess, to prepare the soil and use this service to have contact with the community. They can see us as a Christian church that we just want to help you learn in English, but also we have these Christian values that we want to share with you. So we are planning with this English Academy and praying if we have some friends from here that wants to have some time to teach English with people online. Or our idea is to have people for 3 months, 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, a year going to Chile. Next. Well, also this is a big dream that we have. Right now we are with my sister Miriam as a missionary sharing our ministry with Rock Lake Christian Assembly, close to Vesterborg. And it's a camp. You can do a lot of things with kids, new generation, with marriage, with leaders, for meetings, seminars. So we want to do something or have something in Chile, in Melipilla, that can maybe help us to do something similar. Work with kids in camps. The camps that you have here for kids, we don't have that kind of things in South America. It's totally different. So, and we are praying and planning to maybe buy a land, and we can use it for church facilities, seminars, for kids, camp, youth, marriage, pastor. So a lot of things we can do with, with this land. So we are praying about this project. It's a big project for us, but we have a big God. So for him, nothing is impossible. We want to also have the Bible Institute in this place, so we can use this land for many things. And could be, we are dreaming to have this place like a center in our city, in Melipilla, just to share the gospel, train leaders, and serve the community. Next, please. Well, future goal for Colombia, for the country of Colombia, is we are planning to visit the country in the city of Barranquilla in December with my wife, Adriana, and our 2 daughters. Adriana is from Colombia, and she spent so far 5 years in Santiago, in Chile. So she's missing some stuff and food and family from Colombia. So we want to go there for a month and also spend a time with the church in Barranquilla to encourage the church. There's some pictures of the church in Barranquilla. But also we want to use this time to start exploring, about start a new church, a second church in Barranquilla, and also use this trip to prepare things for a short-term mission trip for next year or 2024. So that is our goals for now in Colombia, and we are praying that we can go with Adriana, our family, to visit our friends to Colombia. Actually, they have their anniversary, 5th anniversary, I guess is the term, in Colombia. So before I came here, I make a video for Pastor Freddy and the church saying, hey, congratulations, this is your first year of being at church, and we have a lot of memories with all of you. So yeah, today is a special day for the church in Colombia. Next, please. Well, and that's it. I really want to thank you for all your prayers. If you don't know, maybe some of you, my wife, a couple of years ago, was diagnosed with cancer. Was a big surprise. Was a really strong cancer. When the doctors talked with us, with Adriana, sometimes some doctor wants to be, gentle. Okay, they say, doesn't look good, but you can see the face. No, this is really bad. And it was a really big challenge. And we have a lot of friends from here praying for Adriana. And thank God, our Lord made a miracle. And the doctor, after some exam and surgery to explore inside of, the stomach, when the result of the exam came, they don't find any cell of cancer. So we praise the Lord, and Adriana said, you need to say thank you, okay? Don't forget about that. So, yeah, Adriana is so thankful to have you and all your prayers, but also for your partnership, your support. You have some members of Plainfield that help us a lot in our ministry. Diane, Joe, Marie was part of our board. A lot of friends that we try to keep contact. So we want to thank you. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to share about our ministry. And, I don't know if there is a time for question. If not, I will be outside. We have a table over there. If you want to know more about Chile, Colombia, or have a question, I will be happy to answer. Okay? God bless you. God bless you, and thank you very much. Well, in South America, Catholicism they define as a Catholic, but it's Catholicism. So